linear fermentation, low fluctuations, and it's clean fermentation. There's no parts. It doesn't impart any distinct flavors to the wine. It just brings out the grapey flavor and whatever.
Alright, well, we gotta conclude it.
Okay, we're approaching 5 minutes mark for our second hop addition, second quarter-ounce hops, and we've got about 20 seconds left, so I'll just hops, pellets. They smell really good. They're kind of like a spicy smell, kind of like cinnamon, but just a little bit different. Very unique, I guess. There's my second. There's now a ½ ounce of hops in there. Right before I just did that, turned on the camera, I had to add a little bit more water because it's been boiling for about 55 minutes and it reduced the volume of it, so I had to add more water to, thin it back out. So 4 minutes left, and then we'll add our last ½ ounce right at the boil, right at the end of the boil of the 60 minutes, and turn off the heat and then turn it off, and then I'll cool it down and then aerate it, make my adjustments on my hydrometer to match the gravity on the recipe, and then let it cool to room temperature and just pitch the yeast, and it'll be good then to go. So I'll see you in about 3 minutes. Okay, we're back, and time to add the hops. These cascades can be used for bittering hops, and they're also good for aroma hops. So you got it. So we'll just add these in. It might flare up a little bit because hops have a tendency to do that. And then off it goes. Stir it up a little bit. Looks like grass in there.
Like green grass from outside.
Yeah, when it's boiling, it usually looks like corn still. I gotta take this to the...
Right. Where are you taking it?
I gotta cool it off.
Oh. Then you have to stir it longer. No. Sorry about that. The camera lady's just swiping here.
Yeah. That smells so good.
Actually, I think it looks a little disgusting, but
yeah.
I'm just liking the cheese going with my
Yeah, I mean,
thumbnail.
it's one of them things where you would... That's what I need. That's what I need. It's one of the things where, you would eat or drink something, and then once you find out how it was made, you probably wouldn't want to drink or eat it again. So it's just the way it is, I guess. It's like some foods, people love this stuff, and then they ask the cook what's in it, and then they're like, oh, well, I'm never doing that again. After they find out what's in it, So, I mean, this is what beer looks like before it's beer. It's called wort right now. So, it's equivalent to must for wine. Before the yeast is pitched in wine, it's called must. Pitched yeast, and it's called technically wine when you pitch the yeast. Same thing with beer. It's called wort. It's not a beer yet. It will be as soon as the yeast are in there, though. So.
That could take a while to cool down.
I mean, it could. They make wort chillers, but they're made of copper, and they're really expensive. But an alternative to have just a big bucket of, or a big, a couple of big bags of ice, and just fill your whole sink up with ice, and just sit the pot right back down in it to rapidly cool it. You don't want it to cool, naturally with the ambient room temperature. You want it to cool down real quick as soon as you can. So keeping it stirred and stuff like that. So.
Well, there's a point where once the temperature starts dropping, it'll drop faster.
Well, yeah, that's good then.
That's how it is in soap making.
Yeah. So. And then all the proteins in the malt. This is from a two row barley malt, by the way.
What's that?
Two row barley is the base. All beer pretty much has barley in it. You can use wheat malt, barley malt, wheat malt. You can use rye. You can use sorghum. You can use well, they got specialty malts for like the really dark sweet lagers. You can get like chocolate malt and all sorts of stuff. There's one that I well, how the heck did this happen? Okay. There's Maris Otter. That's a base malt. A lot of people like it. So I want to try that sometime. This is the cheap stuff though. I had a $10 limit, so I walked out with a deal. So.
It's not let's see if I can. You had everything sanitized, right? So you have to keep with the program there.
Yep. Because now this is sanitized, and you don't, right after this you got to make sure bacteria doesn't get into that, because it's not going to be boiling again once it has the yeast and alcohol in it, because it'll kill the yeast and evaporate the alcohol. So.
You sanitized all the equipment though as well.
I used it's called One Step. It's kind of like OxyClean, Billy Mays kind of thing, but I don't know.
Works with oxygen.
Yeah, it works with oxygen. It's not chlorine. It's not boiling water. It's something else.
Safer.
Yeah, it's safer. It's a no rinse too. So, and it's not like Star San, which is an acid base. Star San's no rinse too. I was told that